What is up guys, Jarv here, back today jumping into Destiny 2. Now in today's video we're taking a look at a weapon that we've been sleeping on all season. It caught me out by surprise, so if you want to find out what weapon it is and what sort of loadouts you should be running with it, be sure to stick around and enjoy the video. If you do enjoy the video, be sure to leave a comment and rating down below, and remember to subscribe for more Destiny 2 content. But without further delay guys, let's jump into the video. Now before we jump into the meat of today's video, I want to first invite you all to the Jarv Community Hub. This is our fast growing community Discord with over 5,000 amazing Guardians. So if you'd like to talk about Destiny, share your god rolls, or just get fire teams together to get things done, then be sure to jump in. You can find the link to our community Discord down in the video description below. Now here on the channel we've been looking ahead to Season 15 and the sort of things that we can expect when jumping into the new season. Now one of the most important things when looking ahead to Season 15 are the sort of weapons that we could be using and the sort of changes we can expect to see on those weapons in Season 15. Now Bungie have been very transparent with some of the changes we could expect to see with scout rifles and hand cannons inside PvE. Now all in all they wanted these weapons to be more efficient in PvE content, and as a result I've found that minor enemies in high end game combat take too many shots to kill with the weapons as they currently are. So it's with that in mind I went searching to see what weapons we could be using in Season 15 and have found an absolute gem sitting right under our noses right here in Season 14. We've been sleeping on this weapon all season, and I highly recommend that you pull it out of your collection and give this one a serious try. Now the weapon that we're talking about today is a Polaris Lance. Now this weapon was introduced way back in Warmind and is in fact a Braytech weapon. Whilst it looks like a Nikelos weapon and can sometimes produce Warmind cells as a result of some of the armor mods that you can apply, this is the only 150 RPM solar scout rifle that isn't currently sunset inside Destiny 2. Now it comes with the intrinsic trait, the perfect thief. Now this is where precision hits return ammo to the magazine, and landing form precision hits loads a delayed solar explosive round for your next round. This is a guaranteed shot, and you can either apply this to a direct target or an area of proximity if you have targets hiding around corners. Now it also comes with Zen Moment, where dealing damage with the weapon will increase its stability, which helps make the Polaris Lance one of the most stable scout rifles available inside Destiny 2. It might have one of the lowest aim assist stats, but with the highest stability stat of any scout rifle inside Destiny 2 of 75, when you pair that with Zen Moment, this thing is an absolute laser beam. Now if you weren't fortunate enough to get your hands on it back in Warmind, you can in fact pick this up from the Monument of Lost Lights. This can be found over by the vaults in the tower. Now you'll find this under the Red War section, and this will set you back 1 exotic cipher, 125,000 glimmer, 200 spin metal leaves, and 1 ascendant shard. Now if you haven't got your hands on any exotic ciphers, you can complete them via a quest that you can get from Xur, or if you hit rank 55 on your season pass, this will guarantee you a single exotic cipher. So that's what the weapon is, and that's how you can get your hands on it if you don't have it right now. But why is it so good this season, and why will it be even better in Season 15? Now for Season 14, scout rifles have been granted the anti-barrier mod for this season. It's an absolute must mod for taking out those anti-barrier champions, and one of the biggest difficulties with anti-barrier champions is their shield returning mid-gunfight. Now this often happens as a result of reloading, or the anti-barrier champion moving out of sight. But with the Polaris Lance, you have continuous fire on your target throughout the entire gunfight. As long as you're hitting your precision shots, there will be absolutely no reason to reload, and if the target does move out of sight, then you can use the perfect 5th round in order to help deliver some partial damage to the anti-barrier shield. The Polaris Lance is a high impact scout rifle, and when you have 2 in your fire team, it makes an absolute joke out of any anti-barrier champion you come up against inside any aspirational piece of content. And better still, in Season 14 we've been granted with Breach and Clear. This can be applied to pretty much any grenade launcher inside Destiny 2 and is an absolute must to any Grandmaster Nightfall loadout. Now the great thing about Breach and Clear is it pretty much turns any shot into a precision shot. You could shoot any champion in the toe and you would still be refunded that round using the Polaris Lance. So not only are you getting the extra damage from Breach and Clear, the whole target is essentially a crit spot, making it even easier to hit your target and stopping them from either regenerating health or allowing you to continuously break those shields. Now as we touched upon earlier in the video, Warmind cells can be created using the Polaris Lance. This is as a result of the solar splash damage that it delivers as a result of the perfect 5th perk. So as long as you have the right mods on your armor, things like Rage of Rasputin and Wrath of Rasputin with global reach, then you will have a small chance to create Warmind cells during a gunfight. However, in end game pieces of content, things like Grandmasters and even Master Raids, you're likely to be looking at things like Charge with Light and Protective Light, These are normally things that can keep you alive for longer out on the battlefield. Now, having this diversity in a single weapon is a fantastic option, as regardless of the type of content that you wish to run, you can either choose to have the Polaris Lance create Warmind cells and therefore become an absolute top tier ad clearing weapon from distance, or if you're jumping into Grandmasters and Master Raids, it can offer you extra protection, allowing you to become charged with light and giving you that extra protection from protective light. Or if you want to deal more damage, you can even add high energy fire. So as you can see, the Polaris Lance has a good problem to have in terms of weapon diversity and the sort of loadout you choose to run. But in Season 14, we can elevate this even further by using Energy Accelerant. Now this is a mod you can find in the final column of your seasonal artifact. Now this costs just 2 energy to apply, and your Dragonfly, Chain Reaction and Firefly explosions will deal more damage, and this applies to Polaris Lance as well. Now, in order to make the most out of Energy Accelerant, you'll need to unlock the Catalyst for the Polaris Lance. Now, the Catalyst is now a random world drop and will drop from pretty much any playlist activity inside Destiny 2. Now, the hardest thing about the Polaris Lance Catalyst isn't necessarily obtaining it, but actually completing it. Now, the requirements for the Catalysts are getting kills using the perfect 5th perk, which is the elemental damage explosion on every 5th precision round. Now, back in the day, we were able to complete this over on the Leviathan using the Cabal in the Castellum. However, this has been added to the Destiny content vault and is no longer possible. So therefore, the best place in order to complete your Polaris Lance Catalyst will be over in the Thrallway, which you can find inside the Shattered Throne. It still will take you some time investment to get the Catalyst done, but the benefits are worth it when you compare it with Energy Accelerant. Now, due to the amount of explosions that Polaris Lance creates, it's quite difficult to work out the exact damage numbers. But what we can tell with Energy Accelerant is during the perfect 5th explosion, without Energy Accelerant applied, this will deliver 2056 as an initial damage output. However, with Energy Accelerant, this is increased by 50% to 4112. And naturally, this does stack on top of Breach and Clear and any other damage bonuses that you have applied. And what you will see as well by using the Polaris Lance is it also delivers burn damage to your targets. This provides continuous burn damage over time, which is fantastic against overload champions that like to regen health if you aren't delivering consistent damage. Now, moving on to Season 15, not only will we see scout rifles become more potent against minor adds in endgame pieces of content, which will make weapons like the Polaris Lance even more potent than they clearly already are, but we'll also see changes to our beloved weapon Anarchy. Now, this is normally the go-to weapon when it comes to endgame aspirational pieces of content, and it may be time to look at other exotics in the game that may potentially look at mixing up not just your loadout, but also how you approach encounters in endgame activities. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that Polaris Lance is the replacement for Anarchy, but if you can get the right loadout, combine Polaris Lance with things like Fatebringer and even a lasting impression auto-loading holster rocket launcher, then you still have an extremely strong loadout when jumping into these harder pieces of content. Now, Polaris Lance has provided some of the most fun I've had all season inside Grandmaster Nightfalls, genuinely playing with a smile on my face. So if you haven't given it a try this season, I highly recommend that you do. It's definitely worth dusting off, not just for this season, but also the up and coming changes in Season 15. So there we have it, a good look at what is probably taking the crown for the most slept on exotic in Season 14. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to check out one of the 2 videos you see here in these cards for more Destiny 2 content. And if you want to keep up to date with everything to do in Destiny 2, remember to subscribe as well. I'm going to jump back into the game as always, guys, and I will catch you all again very soon.